Hello guys, and what is up? This is Castle Perfect here, bringing you the face-to-face question for you. First video ever, and yes, I am very excited for all those questions that you guys got for me here. And so without further saying, let's get started. So the first question is going to be from, and by the way, I'm looking at my laptop right now, if you haven't noticed. Look at it, this is my laptop right here. I'm looking at the questions. So the first question is gonna be from Dash Duhad. What happened to your videos? I'm pretty sure that you had more than 48 videos. Yes, that's right. And I have an answer for that question. Now, do you remember when I said that I actually quitted Pokemon? That I will start just posting Call of Duty videos and stuff like that. Yes, right there when I decided to only post Call of Duty Black Ops video, I decided to get rid of all my Pokemon's videos because I wanted to start all over fresh again. But I made a huge mistake by doing that because you guys were on my channel more because of the Pokemon stuff instead of the Call of Duty stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I actually deleted all my Pokemon videos and started all over again with Call of Duty videos. But as you know, right now I am absolutely back, so more Pokemon videos to come. The next question is going to be, you will die please? Well, that's a very amazing username, dude. Favorite sport? My favorite sport is gonna be baseball. Baseball, you know, baseball. The reason being for why that's my favorite sport is because, you know, I actually was born in the Dominican Republic, and in the Dominican Republic, our sport, our Dominican sport, you know, the sport that we always do as we grow up is baseball, and I got very addicted to baseball. It's not like I'm doing it right now. I'm not in any club like where you can learn how to, you know, play baseball the professional way. No, I haven't done that in years, but it's absolutely my favorite sport up until the day of today, and that will stay the same. Alright, the next question is gonna be from Pro Poke Player. What happens when you get mad? Insert your angry face right here. Well, what happens when I get mad, it depends on which game I'm playing. Well, on Pokemon I never get mad. I'm like, when like hacks happens and stuff like that, I'm like, God, you know. But when I'm playing Call of Duty Black Ops, you don't actually, I would like to show you what happens, but I really don't want to break stuff here. And most of the time I just, you know, when you are holding the controller and you get mad, you know the two sticks that are on the you know, Xbox controller, I press those two very hard until they break. And I actually broke one of my controllers because of that. I was just, you know, I was pissed and I actually broke one of those. But most of the time when I get angry, I'll just chill, relax, take a deep breath, and everything will be alright. Alright, next question is gonna be from Sack Attack 6994. Does seeing the opponent team before the battle help you predict more and strategy better than not seeing your opponent's team back in Generation 4? Actually, in the 5th generation, it's a lot easier to know what your opponent is probably gonna do next because you have seen the enemy team, you know, and you already know what's going to happen and what are the possible ways. What are the possibilities and in every certain circumstance. And yeah, in the 5th generation it has made a lot easier to predict your enemies. Yes, that's absolutely true, but if you want to keep it fresh, you might as well just cover the screen whenever you're starting to play. And do I do that? No, I do not do that, because I will not give my enemy the advantage of them looking at my team and I'm not looking at their team. So that's how it works. And yes, in the fourth generation it was harder to predict. That's true. Okay, the next question is going to be from the Smoking Aces. Are those earrings and on your ear real? Yes, they are actually real. You wanna see? Look, I'm gonna show it to you. Do you see that? Do you see that? Yes, they're actually real. See, I have a hole in my ear right there. I don't know if you can see it, but those earrings are real, yes. Okay, the next question is going to be from Seri Pai. Well, man, I have a lot of difficulties pronouncing your usernames, guys. But it's from Seri Pieri 99 or something like that. But why don't you do zombies video of Black Ops? Well, I really want to do those, but I don't get as many views as I get from like Pokemon. But if you guys want to see zombie videos, make sure to post a comment down in this video that you want to see zombie videos from Call of Duty Black Ops. I will make sure to do them live, so you will get my actual reaction as I'm playing the game. So if you guys want to see that, make sure to post a comment. Next question is going to be from Naps272. What are some of your other hobbies? I mean, besides video games, thanks. Hobbies. Well, I have quite a few hobbies. The first hobby is gonna be going out every Friday, Saturday, and most of the time I go on Sunday as well. You know, I go out, have some fun, you know, with my girlfriend, going out, just doing stuff, you know, outside. And another hobby besides video games, what's gonna be, I think, going to fitness. Yes, you can see I'm very powerful. And I have a lot more, but I really don't have much time to explain all of those, I think. So moving on, xkatsu0404. Your question is, are you a negroid? Negroid? Because I have a brown skin. Well, I am not from Africa or anything like that. I am from the Dominican Republic, and my race is called Latino, not niggers or something like that. You know, I am supposed to be called a Latino instead of a nigger. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the word nigger because I'm trying to offend someone, because I'm not trying to offend anyone. I have a color myself. I have been called nigger a lot of times. But in my opinion, you should call me a Latino. Latino, remember that. I'm not a Negroid, I'm Latino. The next question is from ViolaDosoo. How do you pick your lead Pokemons? Ah, well, that's a very good one. Well, every time I'm making a team, the Pokemon supposed to be on the lead is one, offensive, very offensive, just to break down walls that might start setting up on the very first turn, or Pokemons that set up themselves. So in my case, I always pick up, like defensive pokes that go ahead and set up Stealth Rocks, because those are the highest, at the beginning of the game, that's when the highest chance is that you can set up your Stealth Rocks without any danger, because, the game has you start and you get a free turn practically, because your enemy doesn't know what you're gonna do next, and you set up Stealth Rocks and stuff like that. So I most of the time just pick a very sturdy Pokemon or a very offensive Pokemon. It really doesn't matter. It's just personal opinion. So moving on to the next question. XX Recampilot XX. Okay, where do you live? I live in the Netherlands right now. In the Netherlands, a very good weather right now. I think it's very warm. I'm liking it. I live in the Netherlands, but I came from the Dominican Republic 6 years ago, and in 6 years I learned how to speak Dutch and English. All right, next one is gonna be from the Enkaichi Fighter. Bro, please reply to this. I'm dying to know, how do you record your Black Ops gameplay? Cause I have used Pinnacle Studio and it takes overnight to create a file that I have to put into Vegas. It sucks. I just pretty much recorded with them HD PVR, and when the file is ready, I put them into the Sony Vegas and I edit them right there and then just render the video. That's pretty much what I do. Next question is from Rorex44. Let's start with weight, height, weight, origin, and do you know Alistair Overeem? Well, height, I do not know. Weight, I do not know. Origin, I'm Dominican. Alistair Overeem, I think that's a K1 sort of fighter, right? I don't remember, so I don't think I don't really have an answer for that question. I'm sorry. What do you do on a daily basis? Well, first I go to school weekly, then I come home, I eat, I play a little bit of video games, my girlfriend comes by, we do stuff. In the night, I eat again, and we most of the time go outside just to do some funny shit. And in the weekend, we game like fucking crazy. The next question is gonna be from Red37S. Is your Goliath 12-inch long or 60 inches long? What the fuck is that for question? Next question is from Mr. Well Whiskers. What other language besides English do you know? Can you say some sentence in those languages? Alright, I can speak Dutch and Spanish besides English, and a sentence in Dutch is gonna be hoe gaat het? And that's pretty much translated in English, how are you doing? And in Spanish, ¿cómo estás? Pretty simple. It's the same, how are you doing? Alright, moving on to the next question. El Mas Suelto 5150. What race are you, man? I'm Dominican, like I said like 3 times already. Alright, moving on. Next question is from Greeble 911. When will you upload something to your Let Me Love Shop channel? I am so happy you're making fits again. Well, I don't think I will do that again. I don't know, maybe I make some funny videos, but I think those funny videos will be on this channel instead of Let Me Laugh Show, so we will see. Alright, moving on. The next question is from Gis Denshis. Why are Dominicans so skinny? I only weighed 130 pounds, probably. I don't know. We're just skinny. What the fuck? But we're skinny, but we're strong. That's what's up. The other one is hablas español. Well, that's a very, very good comment. It's in Spanish. And he's asking, do you speak Spanish? Yes, I do speak Spanish, and I just said a sentence in Spanish. All right, moving on to the next question. It comes from Liaku. Hey, Cazador. Well, my name is not Cazador, it's Cazador. I'm trying to start uploading and battling myself, so the questions I have are: how exactly do you use PokéSave to make the Pokemon legal enough to not freeze on Wi-Fi? What programs do you use to make your videos? And what kind of webcam or camera do you use? Please answer. And I enjoy the ideas of being more interactive. Alright, so there are a lot, but I mean a lot of tutorials on how to use a PokéSave on YouTube. So that's question number one answered. Okay, the second one is: what programs do you use to make your videos? Like I said, I use Sony Vegas Pro 10 at this point. I had 9 and 8 and 7, but it's old times, you know. Now I'm using Sony Vegas Pro 10, and that's the program that I use to render my videos, edit my videos, and whatsoever do with my videos. All right, third question from the same guy is: what kind of webcam or camera do you use? I don't know what camera this is. I just bought it like without even looking. I was like, I want that camera or that camera. Oh, it's a Parasonic HDC SD60. Full HD, that's the name. Alright, and yeah, let's move on. Next question. It's gonna be from Spong Mario. What is your opinion on unilarity theory? PM me if you're confused. I will PM you. I do not know what you're talking about. Okay, next question is from It's Jameson. How do you fuck your bitches? No homo. How do I fuck my bitches? I have a girlfriend, and how do I fuck her? Those are personal stuff. We'll not talk about that. Moving on. Pokemon Mega Nerd. I need help making a good Wi-Fi team on Pokemon Black. Can you message me with some advice? Well, if you cannot make a start by yourself, I'm pretty sure you will not go far. So try it out yourself and make sure to check out tutorials and look at other Wi-Fi battlers and look at their team, what they do and how they talk about their team. And that's a very, very good way to advance in your own experience on how to make a team yourself. Alright, moving on. Next question is from Revolution X 6000. We all know that guy. What's your opinion about the metagaming Black and White? Well, that's a very good one. I think it has changed a lot. If we are talking about defensive stats or offensive stats, they are monsters. I mean, in the 4th generation, you could compare a Garchomp to a freaking Mewtwo because Garchomp was a beast. But if you use Garchomp right now, Ferrothorn, one of those new steel grass type Pokemon, can wall the shit out of Garchomp right now. A lot of Pokemon have changed, and I think right now it is you really need to use your brains in order to actually make a good team that can actually support you in almost any circumstance that you might be in. So the metagame has changed a fucking lot, and we will need to use our brains a little bit more than what we did before. Moving on, next question is from Max I6116. If there is one thing you'd hope to achieve in your life, what is it? Having a really nice job in which I get a lot paid, having a big house, a good wife, a good car, and very good kids that listen to me when I talk to them. That's pretty much it. I'll be happy if I get those things together. Okay, moving on. Next question is from Evenfar. I cannot pronounce your name, sorry. The power objects gives you... Oh no, he's just answering someone. The next question is from Hard Goal Trainer 8. My question is, where are you going to start posting Call of Duty 4 videos? Huh? I think I post my Call of Duty videos on my other channel called X Amenaza X. Link will be in the description. Go ahead and check that out. How old are you? That question comes from Mr. 365ED. Wow. You guys have really hard names. I'm 19 years old and I'll be 20 in this year, so I'm very old. Next question comes from X Cookie Monsters X. What hobbies do you like other than playing video games? I've already answered that question, so I'm moving on. Next question is from Exonex HD. Do you have Pokestaf or EV train your Pokemons? In the 4th generation, I EV'd my Pokemon myself. I bred my Pokemons myself. But in the 5th generation right now, I'm only using Pokestop whatsoever, so I don't really care. I don't really have that much time to, breed my own Pokemon, so I'll just use Pokemon. Next question is from Esonex HDO, the same guy. Where are you from? I am Dominican, like I said before. So moving on, Avonco, the same guy. When making a Pokemon team, do you think of these are the Pokemon I feel like playing with? These are Pokemon that complement each other and I like them. Or this is my main Pokemon that is going to win me a game. How can I build a team around him to increase his effectiveness as well as cover all his weakness? Also, what made you decide to show your face? Was it on the fly thing or something you're trying to get more personal with your fan base? Well, first of all, I do indeed, when I'm making my teams, I do choose my favorite Pokemon that I really want them to be in the team, and I make a team around that Pokemon that support the weakness of that certain Pokemon itself, and also each other support each other, It's like a chain supporting each other, just covering every single type weakness that you have on your team. And the reason why I'm showing my face is because I want to get more personal with you guys, I want to interact more with you guys, because I fucking love you guys, and yes, homo. Alright, moving on. The next question is from SilverX1079. Well, no, he's just answering someone else's question. Okay, here's another question. XX Aussie Stores Sup. I got a decent amount of EV trained Pokemons. I just don't know how I can build a balanced team. It would be nice for some advice. Oh, and what do you think about Uber's legal now in the game? First of all, advice, I cannot give you advice. You need to battle people and lose definitely, because you need to lose in order to win, and gain more experience, and that's just pretty much the way that I personally learn how to make a balance. Alright, next question is from Crossed Clan 4. What is your last job? Also, what do you think to do after you finish school? Well, my last job, or my current job right now, is I work in a tank station as the one that gets the money whenever someone gets gasoline, and that's what I do. I want to become rich. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm sorry. Alright, another question, Night Goblin. How the fuck do you use Pokestop? Well, there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube. Alright, next question is Klima Nobok. Kish, I cannot pronounce your name, I'm sorry. You made the English subtitle for your videos, they are ridiculous. I did not make the subtitles for my videos. That's just a YouTube thing. YouTube itself does that. I don't know why. Okay, moving on. This is a question that really bugs me. But anyways, how many max EVs do you have on one of your Pokemons? Please answer. Well, I actually max out all the EVs, 31 on almost every stats. The stats that I don't use depending on what Pokemon it is. I mean, if I am using a offensive Pokemon, I will definitely just lower its special attack if it's a physical attacker, of course. And I will lower the attack EVs if I'm using a special attacker. So in other words, I'm just a fucking cheap ass player. Moving on, Apom. What is your least favorite Pokemon? My least favorite Pokemon is, I have so many Pokemons that I hate right now. It will take a lot of time for me to think about which Pokemon I hate the most. And my favorite Pokemon definitely all time is gonna be Arcanine. Moving on, another question. It comes from Happy Inc. 122. Could you make an entire Pokemon team series involving Marowak or Cubone? No. I do not like those Pokemons. Next and last question comes from Rampenator. How do you came up with your YouTube username? That's a really good one. Castle Perfect. Well, actually, I started, I think, 4 or 5 years ago. My very first YouTube username was Castador Shining 1, and the reason for that was back in those days, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were just released, and I saw that new feature, Poke Radar, that you can find a new shiny Pokemon, very easy, and so I decided to call myself Castador. Castador itself means hunter, and then shiny, hunter, shiny hunter. Shiny is pretty much the reference to the game, to how easy it is to find a shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and so I just called myself a shiny hunter. And the reason being for why I actually chose one behind my name, I couldn't use Castador Shiny itself because it was already in use, and the same goes for Castador Perfect. Now I'm a perfect hunter. I don't even know why I called myself like that, but that's pretty much it, guys. I thank you very much for leaving those questions on my very first question for you video. Alright, make sure to, if you have more questions, leave them down in this video, and I will make sure to answer those questions again face to face to you guys in the next question for you video. Alright guys, thanks for watching. It was a pleasure to have answered all your questions, even though I couldn't answer them all because some of them were kind of ridiculous and the other ones were very stupid. Alright guys, this has been Castador Perfect. I'm out. Peace!